Have we met before?
Yes, we spoke about Uncharted.
Yeah. Hi.
This is so cute. Sophia, Shannon, Jenna.
I feel like you're an old friend.
Making my heart happy. Okay. Love all of you. So excited to speak with you about one of my favorite shows and the new season. So thank you for taking the time.
You're too kind.
Thank you.
So I want to start off with a fun question. The dynamics on this show are some of my favorites that I've seen on television. So I'm curious, which has been a personal favorite for each of you to bring to life this season? And did it change from season 1?
Fatin and Martha. I mean, I
was gonna say
love Fatin and Dot, but that was like, you know, a season 1 thing, and it kind of like everyone knows that already. They're like cute together. But Fatin and Martha are, I feel like Fatin brings out a very interesting side to Martha, and vice versa too.
Yeah, like
honestly,
me,
I feel like
Fatin opened up a
Martha.
world for her. Sorry.
Same. I feel like we both kind of jump started our arcs of the season in a way. You know, Fatin wanted to take care of Martha, you know, because she's realizing the ways that she's damaging her.
A relationship that I've been really excited to explore this season is this guidance relationship at the start of the season between Rachel and Dot, being able to take moments together and really breathe through this tragedy that everyone's experiencing kind of together, and doing those scenes with her. We got little moments in season 1, but it was nice to kind of just sit down with her and really just be like, what's this new side of Rachel, and you know, what can Dot do in her power to try and help? Yeah, if that makes sense.
I love it. It does. You did perfect. And Sophia, last time we spoke, I told you how much I love the complex female characters on this show. And I just wanted to ask you all, which character has evolved the most, season 1 to season 2, changed the most, or you were completely shocked by the arc?
I think
Martha.
I was gonna say, I don't want to be biased, but
no, I think Martha for sure.
I don't want to be biased.
And I was the most shocked.
Yeah,
because like she starts with a change, with a really drastic change, which is being this warrior woman, you know. And then she changes even more beyond that. She's very layered. Fatin is different too. She is different. She's matured a lot.
Well, it has been so lovely talking with all of you. Thank you so much, Sophia. Pleasure reuniting. Shannon and Jenna, I hope to speak with you guys again really soon.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Erana, hi Mia. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. First off, I want to say I am such a huge fan of both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. And I don't have to tell you, you both make up the fan favorite ship, Shoni on the show. Don't have to tell you how loved they are. I have to ask, what is one thing that you hope fans that feel seen through this relationship and these characters take away from the show after they finish watching?
I just hope that they feel like they're seen and honored, respected, and not alone, and not anything to be ashamed of. Like, I think queer people are the most magic people in the world. So I want everyone who is queer to feel like that all the time. Hopefully they do after watching this.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, I don't know, I hope if somebody watches this that hasn't felt connected to, you know, film and TV or art that they've seen before, and then that kind of like hits them and they feel like they are seen and heard. I mean, that's the dream. That is just the dream. That's why we do it. So yeah,
I think the show does that for a lot of people, young women and queer. It really, like, you guys hit a lot of communities. So I think it really does. And, you know, this relationship we've gotten to see build over the 2 seasons, and you two have brought them to life beautifully. But I was curious, how do you think being in this loving relationship without all the societal pressures has changed these characters?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think one of the reasons why Shelby and Tony can work so well at this point in their lives is because they don't have any, for Shelby, that she doesn't have any of those societal pressures telling her that she shouldn't or can't be with the person that she wants to be with. So this is kind of like heaven for her, to be able to be away from all of that and to be able to make her own choices and have that freedom of self to love whoever she wants to love freely and fully, you know?
Yeah, and I think for Tony, I mean, she's always been really open and proud about who she is, but I think that there's less fighting, it feels. She's not trying to fight with with everybody else who has an issue with who she is. She's just like similarly loving freely and fully, and yeah, and she's not fighting anymore. It's really beautiful.
And without spoiling too much, I want you both to tease your favorite scene that you filmed together.
I mean, I want to say the start of 8, but we can't.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and it was
Yes. The start of 8. We can just say, yeah.
You got to get through it to get there.
It was glorious. I had to pause. I was like, and lastly, the show has the most insane fan reaction I have seen. I love every second of it. The love, support, and anticipation for the second season. I want to give you both a chance to kind of give a message to any of the fans watching.
Oh my God. It's just like my heart is full because of all of the people that watch this show and, you know, have given us so much love and energy. Like the honor. It's yeah. I can't remember.
I would have to say, you know, I hope that this season reaches you as a love letter from us, and thanks for all of the support, and stay golden.
Thank you both so much again. Huge congrats, and I cannot wait for everyone else to see the season. It was really great, guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
Hi, Rain. Hi, Sarah. I am so beyond excited to speak with both of you. I'm Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color, and I love both of you and your work. So thank you for taking the time today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Of course. So it is very rare that I get to do a junket with 7 leading ladies, and it makes my heart so very happy. So I'm curious, what does it mean to both of you to be part of a show that puts strong and complex females and their stories at the center?
I think it's really empowering, and also sends a message out there that we can do that. We can be leading ladies and we can carry a show. I mean, we got it to a second season, you know. Yep. So I think that just sends out a very powerful message in itself. And then to not only have 7 leading ladies, but we have a female showrunner and a female creator of the show. We have had so much female empowerment behind the show as well as in front of the camera. And I think it really shows through in our show, and I'm really proud of that.
I second what Rain's just said, and I also think it's incredible that with 7 women, they also don't, I mean, obviously there's conflicts, you know, that's part of the story, but it no one diminishes the other. It doesn't pit women against each other, you know. It's sort of railing against so many ideas of what it means to be a woman on screen. And I think, you know, I know our show speaks to a lot of young women. That's, I think, our main audience. But, you know, I would hope that a lot of different people can look at the show, and despite it being all women, that, you know, they feel connected to these people just as they would with, you know, how we've seen Hollywood for years. Like, I've connected to so many movies that are about old guys. So it's exciting to try to, you know, change it up a little bit.
Yeah, it connects with me. So thank you both. And the fan response has been unreal. I mean, the hype around this show and the anticipation for the second season has been so beautiful to see. What is your one message to the fans, if you could say anything to them?
Man, Sarah, I feel like I should let you go because I'm reeling on it.
I think just like thank you so much for watching it. I feel like, it already meant so much to me, and then seeing the responses of what it meant to other people, it's just a privilege to be able to be a part of something that so many people are looking forward to watching the second season, and it means so much to them. I also think they're so funny. Like we have a really great, funny fan base. So thanks for giving me some laughs. I'm just very grateful for their support and their humor and their vulnerability and sharing how much the show means to them.
Yeah, I think I can second that, saying thank you. And also give the boys a chance. The boys are gonna do an amazing job, and they add to the show in such a beautiful way. It's I think a lot of people thought it was gonna take away from the female driven message of the show, and it doesn't. I think it actually adds to understanding the female experience even more through the male experience as well.
I really agree with that. Really can't wait for everyone to see the show. And I can't wait for the fan theories that are bound to come too, guys. They are passionate about it that way too. Thank you both so much again for taking the time to speak with me. Huge congrats on the new season, and hope to speak with you both again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, Alex. Hi, Charles. Sophia.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get the best seating possible.
I don't blame you. You've been in that chair all day.
Oh no, but we set up couches, so we're in the same hotel. So we're like ready to go. Let's go.
We got this pillow for support. We got it
for
all.
emotional support. He hugs it when he gets vulnerable. All right, let's go. Hopefully, Alex will cry again.
Well, I am so excited to be speaking to both of you. You two killed it this season, and you two really brought to life some really intriguing characters. So I have to ask you right away, what was the biggest challenge, or what were you most excited to play with when it came to these characters?
I think individual scenes. I was very excited to film very specific scenes. Some of which were my audition scenes, other which were in episode 3, what I did with Charles.
Yes.
In that scene, like there's so much to play with, and we get so much room to kind of figure out as we're kind of going, which is really cool. I really appreciated that. So yeah.
What about you,
Yeah,
Charles?
I'd say having the opportunity to participate in a show that like commits so hard to the aesthetic of being on a deserted island. The girls, obviously, Black Sand Beach in New Zealand, and us on Stradbroke. It just was like, it just felt like so much of the work was done for you. You just like look out to sea, and suddenly you're like, I'll never see my mother again. Oh, you need some more motivation? Oh, there's a snake. Okay, I'm terrified. And that was pretty much my method.
It's beautiful, but you get sucked in, I'm sure, with that story, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sad to leave. I left a part of myself on Stradbroke.
I really am a firm believer that television and film, these characters can really represent so much and mean a lot to viewers. So I wanted to ask you both, what do you want your character to represent to fans that watch it?
I think my character potentially would be just symbolic of good storytelling, I hope.
Yeah.
Like to create drama and interest and have people be entertained. That's all I can really ask for.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily what take away from Kieran, but I guess the events that transpire around him as well, particularly with focus to the way that he becomes the protector of Josh.
Yes.
And it's such a delightful surprise, I think, if people get to that point, I think Kieran has presented himself and let his ego, protect this vulnerable side that we get a little bit of insight into in episode 6, where he comes from a broken family and stuff like that. But he really, when Josh confides in him, lets down this tough testosterone fueled exterior, and he cares for him in a way which shows a real mature strength and a high emotional intelligence, which in relation to the audience members taking something away, it's just, that the true strength sometimes is to just drop all your own shit and just listen to someone else.
I loved that dynamic. It was one I was not expecting and really enjoyed. So thank you
fun,
both.
yeah. Yeah.
Right? It was so good.
Yeah, I know. Reading that, I was like, oh, I feels like Christmas. So good.
Thank you both so much again. Alex, Charles, huge congrats on the series. And I cannot wait to see everyone's reaction to it.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, Aidan. Hi, Zack. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. And first off, huge congrats on the new season. You both did such a fantastic job with it.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Sophia.
Of course. So the first thing, I loved about the show was the dynamics between the characters. It's always been my favorite. But I was curious for you both, after reading the scripts originally, which dynamic were you most excited to see brought to life, either for your character or another? And did it change after filming and seeing the final product?
Dynamic meaning like interpersonal, like the characters interacting dynamics? Oh, I mean, I really think that the Seth Roth dynamic is pretty crazy from beginning to end, and I think that it's definitely one that you got to watch the whole thing to follow it. And I think it really has an incredible payoff, and is full of twists and turns and excitement and misery, and all combined into one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Seth Il was obviously a great pairing. I also enjoyed Ivan and Kieran's pairing even more after watching the show, honestly. And obviously, I think the Seth and Henry dynamic is also very interesting and goes through a lot of ups and downs as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm curious, is there anything specific you want your personal characters to represent to the audience?
The emo culture. I think Henry does a great job at being a representation for the dark-minded kids out there. And I also feel very proud to be a part of the Asian representation on the show as well.
I would say being a part of the Latinx representation is huge for me. I would also say that something that I love that Roth eventually will come to learn is that you're not dependent on other people to tell you who you are. It's very much a journey of self-exploration, and to figure out that who you are is you, and that's individual and specific to you, and you're not relying on other people to tell you what makes you, matter.
I'm Latina, so I love the representation.
Hey,
I was very
happy. Love to see it.
Yes.
Come on, Sophia.
And I have to, this cast, all of you involved are just amazing. And I loved seeing everyone on my screen. So I was curious, do you both have a favorite filming memory from the experience?
I was thinking about this morning in the shower, and I just remember, I think it's 4 when we're on the ledge, right? Is that 4?
Yes.
3, 4?
Yep.
And what was funny is it's not in the final edit, obviously, but Miles had a horrible cold when we were shooting that scene. And we were on that thing for 3 days straight. And so hearing his cold get progressively worse as the week went on, and his voice just got lower and lower and lower. And he has a line that goes, "That's before you disrespected who I am." And every time it came from way in the ether, but super low each time. And it was so funny.
Yeah, that was a great scene. I would say that there's a scene with me and with Henry and Roth in the last episode that I really enjoyed, just because me and Zack became really close while shooting the show, and that was one of the only moments I think Roth and Henry have that is sweet and relatable in a way, yeah.
Love that. Aidan, Zack, thank you both so much for taking the time today. I appreciate you guys, and huge congrats again. Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day, Sophia. Thank you so much.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, Tanner. Hi, Reed. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. Huge congrats on the show. You guys are absolutely fantastic in it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. So the first thing I want to ask you about, Bo and Scotty have one of my favorite dynamics, especially between the boys on the island. I'm curious what you can sort of tease about creating it and bringing it to life, and then also how it changes when they get on the island.
I mean, for starters, it wasn't hard because Tanner is a great guy.
And same thing to him.
You know, it's easy to be fast friends when you're just excited to, you know, enter into an experience like Film in the Wilds, being involved in such a cool show.
Definitely.
We got to know each other pretty quick. I mean, like, you fly from LA to Australia, it's at least 18 hours. So you got time to be like, to like lean over each other and be like, what's your favorite color? Just like real like basic stuff at first. It's like, it's almost like a first date. It's like,
seriously.
Hi.
Seriously. We're gonna get into all of the questions. Don't worry.
There you go. And I'm curious, is there anything specific that you both want your characters to represent for audiences?
I think my character represents, you know, like, come from a broken home, come from pain and a lot of trauma, but being able to keep your head up, trying to keep a positive attitude, and still being able to love one another, like in the face of like a hard life, being able to keep love alive, I think is what I want Bo to represent.
Yeah. I've had a short career, but I feel like in it, I've had the opportunity to play a lot of really cool roles, especially as like a young black man, like just roles that aren't the stereotype, you know what I mean? And I feel like Scotty falls under that. He's a hustler, he's from Florida, but you know, he sees a bigger and brighter future, and he has faith and hope that you know, like, it at the end of the day, at least him and Bo gonna be all right, you know what I mean? And I think that's very admirable personality traits that people can relate with. And you know, anytime, you know, especially anytime I see a black person on screen, I'm just like so happy. And so I know a lot of people of color will feel, you know, really connected to that in the whole cast, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm Latina, so I love the representation in the cast, guys. And those are such beautiful answers. And lastly, I want to give you a fun question. What is your favorite filming memory when you look back on the experience?
My favorite filming memory has to be, there's a sequence where me and Reed are driving in our episode, which is so much fun. And I remember I was sick on the day, but I was still having the best time. Like I had a stuffed nose, but I was still. And it's like, and then as soon as the cameras were done, I was like, oh.
Nah, seriously. And it was hot that day too. Like, it was just, you know, good vibes though. I think for me, there's one sequence where we're like all playing Frisbee together.
Yeah.
And doing it was so fun because we actually got to play, and then like seeing it back, it was so beautiful. It was one of my favorite moments in the show.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about for both of them, and they really came out good, guys. Thank you so much again for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Miles. Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color. And I just want to say I absolutely love your work in the new season. You really did such an amazing job.
Thank you.
And so first off, I want to ask you, one of my favorite aspects of this show is the dynamics between the characters. And I was curious, when you originally read the scripts, both of you, which dynamic between the boys were you most excited to see brought to life? And did that change after filming and seeing the final product?
Personally, the dynamic between Ivan and Kieran was the most exciting one for me to explore. There's a lot of tension, a lot of viciousness, a lot of conflict that you're dealing with. And as an actor, that's very exciting because it's a very active engagement with your character and with someone else. And I do think that the journey that they go on throughout the season is ultimately, it's like, there's nothing romantic about it, but it's heartbreaking and it's very touching. It's very, very emotionally connected. There's a lot of trust between them, I think, implicitly throughout the entire thing, and seeing the way it sort of comes to life. Even in watching it, I was like, what an interesting duo. not that, it's me, but yeah.
Sure, I'd say after reading the first episode, I was definitely most intrigued probably to see Josh and Seth, to be honest, because Josh is the kid who's quiet and curled up in a ball and crying. And then you've got this guy Seth who's like, hey man, it's okay, like we're gonna get through this. So I think immediately you're drawn to that relationship and you're like, oh, I wonder how this is going to work out, because obviously he needs friends and obviously he has a caring heart. So to see that combination was definitely something that intrigued me in a way. A lot happens throughout the season between all the characters, but definitely between Josh and Seth. So I think the whole dynamics between every character changes so wildly that all of the outcomes of how everyone reacted with each other was honestly a shock, but in a good way.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part, honestly, seeing everything unfold. You all did such a great job with that. Is there anything specific that you personally want your character to represent to fans?
Well, I think one of the things that I love about this show is Amy and Sarah and the team's writing is so incredible, and they touch so much on these subjects that are normally considered taboo. Yeah. So I think every character has their own journey, but I guess in regards to Josh's journey, if that gives someone, if someone can see that and it gives them the opportunity to be like, oh, I'm not alone and I can speak up about this and get help in any way, then I think that's an amazing feat. Yeah.
Your performance brought me to tears, by the way, in your storyline. It was really touching. You did such a great job. And Miles, what about you?
Yeah, Ivan is similar to me in a lot of ways. We share a lot of identities. I am Black, I am gay. Like there's a lot to him that is very personal to me. Growing up, wanting to be an actor, you know, it's like the corny story, but you never really think that you'll see something that feels so truthful and authentic. And in playing a character that is a bit more of a minority with these, you know, these intersectionalities, you still want it to be authentic and dynamic and full-bodied in the way that protagonists throughout the years, main characters throughout the years have been displayed. And with a show like The Wilds, where each character in the ensemble gets such a well-rounded presentation, it's beautiful to me to be able to bring Ivan to life in that kind of space. And obviously, I can only imagine that it would touch someone out there that feels like they see themselves in this character, because he's specific, but specificity doesn't mean that there aren't so many people that are like him.
I love that answer. I absolutely love that answer. And lastly, I just want to ask you both, when you look back on the experience, is there a filming memory that stands out to you that was really special?
No. You know, this is not even like filming specifically, but this is a moment I loved. We were shooting on this beautiful little island just off the coast of Brisbane, and like the island was so small that every night there's only one restaurant open. So we'd wrap and all the cast and all the crew would go to the same restaurant and have dinner together, and I found that beautiful, and it was just like a giant family. That was cool.
Love that. That's so sweet.
That's a pretty answer. I love that one. Yeah, that's special. I was like, oh. Yeah, I have this, yes. One time I think it was like Pride Day, like World Pride Day. And I was like, happy Pride, everybody, wish me happy Pride. And I was getting, you know, attention. I was in a good mood. And I like did a joke where I like closed my trailer door pretty hard. And I was like, no one talk to me. And my fingers got like smashed in the door. And I was like, that's what I get. And I was like, help. And Charles like comes running out of his trailer door and he's like, hold on. And I couldn't pry it off, and he rips the trailer door off and he's like, don't look at it. And he holds my hands and I was like, I'm in so much pain. He was like, you're gonna be fine. I was like, wow, really, that was special.
So cute. Thank you all so much again for speaking with me today. Huge congrats, and I can't wait for everyone else to see your performances.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
You too.